All right, what's up? Welcome in, everybody. It's another wonderful episode where we take you through all of the action from end zone to end zone. That's right. And we had a pretty good week 10. How you feel about week 10 so far, Waffles?
Hey, from what I saw from football, I had a good week. The picks look decent, from what I made. I'm just happy about that second win of the season.
That
Second win.
dub, that
I'll take two wins. Two
that
dubs. Two dubs for the
dub.
Jets.
Hey, you know what that dub against the Cleveland Browns for you guys means? I don't know if it works the same way as in like tiebreakers for playoff seeding, but we lost to the Browns and you guys beat the Browns. So if we end up with a tie record, does that mean that we will be above you in the draft pick?
I don't think so. I don't think it would work that way. I think it's more of determined by just straight sucky teams.
But I'm saying there's got to be tiebreakers, right? Just like there would be tiebreakers at the top. Like let's say we both end out our season at 4-13. Like who's to say who gets that? Like, and let's say
Well, you've
you beat
already beat
us.
us
Let's say you
once.
beat us the
Yeah, I
second
was gonna say
time.
we'd have to beat
You
you.
would have
We'd
to
have to
beat
beat
us the
you this
second time. That's kind
for
of
otherwise
curious.
we're still the worst team.
I mean, that kind of makes me curious. If anybody out there in YouTube land knows the answer to that question, please let us know in the comments if it works the same way as far as tiebreakers go. For being at the bottom, it's an odd question, but it's a realm that we're both sitting in right now. So
Yeah.
it's a good question to know the answer to. But yeah, it was exciting. Everybody in the AFC East won except for Buffalo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Finally,
Yay, yay.
finally put them on their backs. But before we get into all the fun from the AFC East, we do got to start with the boring game that we watched on Thursday night between the Denver Broncos and the Vegas Raiders. Knew this game was going to be pretty boring going into it. Not a whole lot to expect from the Vegas Raiders, even having a stud running back coming out in Ashton Genty. Geno,
Oh, sorry, there's football on.
yeah, Geno Smith. Geno Smith, man, he left that game leading the league in interceptions. He just fails. He seems to find a way to just suck every single game. I don't know what they got planned, but on the other side of the ball, the Denver Broncos didn't look great themselves,
Nah,
and
like,
like their record shouldn't be what it is, 8-2 right now. Like scoring 10 points on one of the worst teams in the NFL, like that's not a good look. Like I look at your team, I
at
look at
all.
that 8-2, and like yeah, you might make it into the playoffs, Bo Nix and Denver Broncos, but play like that, you're gonna get knocked out in the first round. Like you're not going anywhere beyond the first round. You're gonna. Everyone's hoping that they get the Denver Broncos as their first game. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know how you feel about them, but like from the performance that I saw, like that's just where I stand.
Yeah, it was definitely garbage, garbage from the Broncos. Franklin didn't produce. No, like really nobody produced points. Like they got a touchdown, I think, in the end. But it was mostly field goals and defense, defense, defense. Like
I mean,
slow game to watch, not exactly entertaining. I wouldn't call it highlight entertainment.
right. I mean,
Uh,
don't get me wrong. Their defense is the best, like one of the best in the league for sure. But it's like if you could score 20 points, you probably beat them. Unless Bo Nix has one of his spectacular comebacks at the end where it's garbage time and he's getting lucky with a bunch of passes. But I don't like them. They're gonna make it into the playoffs. They're gonna be an easy win for somebody in the playoffs. Unfortunately, they may even beat out the Kansas City Chiefs in that division, just because of the remainder of their schedule as well. It's pretty light. It is pretty light.
And that's good because then if they beat out the Kansas City Chiefs, they're chasing a wild card to get in, and Patrick Mahomes might not be in the playoffs for the first time.
Um, I mean, you got a point, but like, I don't think Kansas City would be the ones to miss it. I think it would be a team like Baltimore or Buffalo in this instance that would end up missing it. Even though Buffalo did get the
I know. I'm just
win,
hoping for Kansas City to miss.
even though Buffalo
They're what?
did get the win over Kansas City, I see Buffalo grabbing a couple losses here in the next few games. Like the Buffalo fans don't realize it, but they have a handful of losses coming in the next couple weeks that are going to really hurt their chances. And if the Patriots can continue doing what they've been doing and just winning games, like they're going to run away with this AFC East. And Buffalo Bills are going to be looking at that wild card, and they're going to be hoping that Kansas City loses, or we beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or actually the Buccaneers wouldn't matter to them. They're going to be hoping that we beat the Steelers. They're going to be hoping that we beat the Patriots at the end of the season. They're going to be relying on the Dolphins to win some games. They're going to be relying on the Jets to win some games, like because in Buffalo Bills, I'm sorry, you guys, Josh Allen's great, right? We can all admit that Josh Allen is great. But the rest of the
He did not
team,
perform yesterday.
well, that's because the Dolphins defense shut him down, shut the run game down, and then just put the pressure on him. If he can't get that run game established with James Cook, you take the threat of that run game away. It's the same thing if you go and you take the threat of Derrick Henry away in Baltimore, right? You take the threat of Derrick Henry away and you leave it all on Lamar Jackson. He's not as good when you don't have a secondary run game to fall back on. And that's what the Dolphins defense did yesterday. They fucking dominated. Dominated.
But
But
we're not there
we're
yet.
not there yet.
First, we got the Falcons and the Colts
This was a good
in
Sunday
London.
morning game.
This was a great Sunday morning game. It's a good game to wake up to and see on. Like they played well. Bijan Robinson and Jason Taylor both had pretty pretty great games. Taylor's more amazing than Bijan's, but that's to be expected from
MVP candidate.
greatness.
MVP candidate for sure. Yeah, Bijan Robinson had 17 carries for 84 yards, while Jonathan Taylor carried the rock 32 times for 244 yards and 3 touchdowns. Literally beat me in my fantasy league by himself, putting up 50 points Sunday morning. Just like I'm sitting here like, holy moly, what do I do
How do I
against
come back
this?
from that?
What do I do against this, man?
You
Jonathan
lose. You don't. There's nothing you can do.
Jonathan Taylor just straight looking like MVP. But the sad thing about it is like it's such a quarterback award for a guy to be performing like this and literally carrying the team to not be like a clear number one candidate for MVP. Somebody like Drake May is gonna get it. Baker Mayfield. Although Baker Mayfield I can understand. Drake May, I mean, I don't know if I can credit all of that to Drake May. But the Colts go on to win this in overtime. It was actually a much better game from the Falcons than expected. The defense was definitely showing up at times and causing turnovers. They got an interception from Daniel Jones. I think they knocked the ball out one time, but he was able to get back on it, so they didn't that didn't turn into a turnover. But they were pressuring Daniel Jones. He was getting sacked. I think he got sacked like 4 times. Got pressured out of the pocket quite a few times, which was good because it ended up getting him some scrimmage yards, you know. So that helped me out a little bit because I had Daniel Jones. But because the passing from him really wasn't there yesterday. Like it was, but it seemed like it wasn't. 255 yards, one touchdown, and an interception. So it's like that's a lot of yardage, but it just didn't seem like a lot of production from it. So
Understandable.
with that being said, the Pittsburgh Steelers shut them down last week in week 9, and now the Atlanta Falcons almost beat them on Sunday morning football. This went into overtime, and then the Colts won it in overtime. Do, is this a fluke couple games from the Colts, or is this a matter of their recipe is out there? People have the formula for their recipe, and they're gonna start shutting the Colts down, um, or should we continue to expect dominance from the Indianapolis Colts? What do you think?
I think I have frozen. I'm,
I think you're frozen too. I can hear you though.
I don't think there's anything to worry about the Colts. The way that they performed, even under the pressure of that Atlanta defense, did not raise any red flags to me. Yeah, Danny Dimes had to, leave the pocket a little extra and got sacked a few times. A couple of little turnovers here and there. They can clean that up. That's easy enough. They're good at cleaning up mistakes. But when you got a guy like Jason Taylor and you got threats like Alec Pierce with the long ball, like you just gotta keep the time and open back and your running back. I'm sure Jason Taylor's like ready for some more passing, so he's not scared to rack up some yards after catching the ball.
Yeah, because on top of his 244 rushing yards, this man had 3 receptions for 42 receiving yards. So this man almost had 300 scrimmage yards yesterday and 3 touchdowns. That's like 35 touches. 35 touches. You can add up all the touches that everyone else got, and he still has more. He literally. Oh, we lost him. He'll be back. Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes on 26 passing attempts and 7 rushing attempts. So that's 33 right there. 34, 33. Like Jonathan Taylor's toting this rock more than the quarterback is.
They should just start direct snapping it to Jonathan Taylor,
Just
and
like
then Daniel Jones doesn't even have to be on the field. They don't have to worry about any kind of flip ups.
cut Danny Dimes out of it right. Just cut him out.
Cut out the middleman. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, there, Danny Dimes.
So the Colts are 8-2. They're still sitting at the top of the conference with the New England Patriots. So I think you're right. I don't think there's too much to worry about. Yes, there's going to be some bad games where it doesn't look so great, especially from Daniel Jones. But they have the MVP in Jonathan Taylor, and whether he wins MVP or not, I think a majority of the fan base realizes like who the true MVPs are. Kind of like last year with Saquon Barkley. Oh, are you gonna crack some football cards on end zone to
No,
end zone? Um,
dude,
and the
we get up in here.
Falcons fall to 3-6. Still
Three and six.
still having troubles. Michael Penix Jr. is still trying to get it together. They have a team there.
Darius Taylor.
They got a team. They just got to get their quarterback's got to get it together. He's not a very great game manager right now. What do you got? What'd you
You're
get?
gonna be so mad.
What'd you get? running wild, De'Von Achane, and he did run wild yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. But we're
Ooh,
still not
spicy
we're
card
still
right
not there
there.
yet. What's the next game on our docket here? The Browns at the Jets is the next game we got on this one. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead with your victory chant on this Monday morning.
Jets, 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 Jets. We took out the Browns 27-24. What can I say? It was a slobber knocker of a game. I didn't get to see the beginning of it. I saw 17-17 and I was like, "Oh my god, do we actually stand a chance to win? Are we gonna pull it through? Like let's see what happens."
Let's effing go,
And
right?
then the ending of the game unfolded right before my eyes and I was just stunned. Um the the punt return, the kickoff return for a touchdown, 99 yards, had me literally like, ah, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Now we have the lead. We could win this game. Fantastic performance. Good going, Jets. Finally, getting your second win of the season. Nice to celebrate on Sunday and Monday rather than be sorrowful and sad. So thank you
So,
for that.
yes, thank you guys for that. So to go through the game and to see kind of how this game unfolded. Well, another A chain. That's his college card.
Yeah, college card.
So to go through and see how this game unfolded. In the first quarter, it was 14-7 Jets over the Browns. And then the second quarter, it was 10-3.
Another one.
Another one. 10-3 Browns over the Jets. So at this point, it's 17-7 going into halftime. Third quarter is completely scoreless. And then the fourth quarter, the Jets win. They get 10 points to the Browns 3 points, finishing the game out 27-20. Some of the stats along the way are not pretty, and it's kind of weird looking at this stat from Justin Fields and seeing that you guys won 27-20 because he threw the ball 11 times, got 6 completions for 54 yards, 1 touchdown, and an interception. Brees Hall got 21 carries for 83 yards and zero touchdowns on the ground. He did have a 42-yard reception for a touchdown, which tells me that out of those 54 yards that Justin Fields threw the ball, one pass was for 42 yards, so 12 yards on 5 other passes for the rest of the game from Justin Fields to other receivers. But you still somehow managed to win this game with Dillon Gabriel having 17 completions for 167 yards, 2 touchdowns, while Quinshon Judkins had 75 on the ground. Jerry Jeudy had 78 receiving yards on 6 receptions. Jerry Jeudy himself had the same amount of completions that Justin Fields made the whole game. It's just baffling that the special teams and the defense held it down.
You
And
recognize this man?
is that Mike Ditka?
That is Mike Ditka eating a freaking sandwich on a freaking NFL card. That's wild.
It could be
Sorry.
if you would like that Mike Ditka sandwich eating card, you can get it in a nice little sleeve sent to you. You just got to go check out Charlie's Choice Collectibles over there on Macari. It's got all the goodies for you. All the goodies for you. So it looks like Dillon Gabriel had to scramble quite a few times. He had 5 carries for 54 yards, averaging 10 a carry. I want to look at the Jets stats here. A lot of running. but the passing, yeah, it was just like non-existent. Will McDonald the fourth got 4 sacks by himself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys had a total of 6 sacks yesterday. Kick return touchdown and a punt return touchdown. So you got 2 touchdowns from special teams, a kick return and a punt return. There you go. If that's how you got to win it. If that's how you got to win it, that's how you got to win it. Who cares?
Special teams is doing great for the Jets. Like they came up with the touchdown a couple weeks ago, which sealed the deal against. Well, yeah, sealed the deal for our first victory against Cincinnati.
Nice.
And they came up with another big one right here.
Yes, sir. So the next one is the Saints and the Panthers.
This one kind of surprised me.
Yeah, I think it surprised a lot of people. The Saints actually win this one 17-7 over the Panthers. I mean, kind of surprising, but really, is it really that surprising? I don't know. The Panthers aren't that great. They've just had good wins. They've taken advantage of teams. They don't have a great team. They've just taken advantage of bad teams. Like the Falcons, divisional game. Like that was an easy call for that one. The Dolphins were in a bad position. We beat ourselves when we played that game. Like, who else did they beat? They beat a few decent teams, but nothing spectacular. They lose to the Saints here 17-7. Seems like it was just a boring game. Tyler Shough comes out throwing 27 times, completing 19 of them for 282 yards and 2 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara finally has a game over 40 rushing yards. He carried the rock 22 times for 83 yards. And Chris Olave got 5 receptions for 104 yards and a tutty to add to it. On the other side, you had Bryce Young going 17 for 25, 124 yards and an interception, while Rico Dowdle had a very modest game, only getting 53 yards on the ground and 1 touchdown. Tetiora McMillan got 5 receptions for 60 yards. Very slow game. No points in the third quarter of this one either, which is kind of funny because there were no Dolphins didn't score no points in the third quarter either. No one scored in the third quarter of our game either. First quarter it was 7-3 Panthers, and then second quarter the Saints score a touchdown and hold the Panthers to 0 for the rest of the game, while the Saints go on to score 2 more touchdowns. Tyler Shough probably in a situation where he's fighting for his job. Just took advantage of a team sleeping on the Saints, not realizing that they still can play football. So they go to 2-8. They currently are leading the race to the bottom for that number 1 pick. I think they're tied with the Titans. And we have a question about that, ladies and gentlemen. Answer in the chat if you know the answer to this. When you know how they do the tiebreakers for when you're going into the playoffs, if you have if 2 teams are sitting at 12-5, you have a tiebreaker and it goes based on like divisional wins and then like different opponents like you play. How does it work for the bottom? Like, let's say 2 teams, the Dolphins and the Jets. Let's say both the Dolphins and the Jets end their season at 4-13. And let's say the Dolphins and the Jets split. So the next time the Dolphins and the Jets play, they win over the Dolphins. So now like both Jets and Dolphins have a win over each other. How would that work? Considering, like, I'm asking because they beat the Cleveland Browns. We lost to the Cleveland Browns. So would that give us the higher draft pick over them, or not? Like, I'm curious to how this works. So let us know in the comments so we can figure it out. But let's move on from this boring.
Personally, don't think that would.
Let's move on from this boring game and move on to another game from yesterday. Patriots and the Buccaneers.
Ravens. Oh, Patriots.
Patriots and the Buccaneers. I hate to talk good about the Patriots right now, especially seeing as how like they already went through a dynasty, came out of their dynasty, and now they're looking back down at the rest of the AFC East from the top. Baker Mayfield failed to do his job yesterday and beat the New England Patriots.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made. Let me pull it up here. Bang, bang, bang. 28-23 New England Patriots. They basically scored a touchdown in every quarter. While holding to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to just 2 touchdowns and a bunch of field goals. Drake May went 16 of 31 for 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. So he didn't have a great QBR. Like, he literally 50% of his passes got completed. They were chunk plays, though, so that's kind of what helps him. 2 touchdowns and an interception. While on the other side, Baker Mayfield, 28 for 43, 273 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I think where the New England Patriots win this game right here, Travion Henderson, 14 carries, 147 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
One of those was a giant, just splat of a run. I want to say it was like 60 yards.
And see, I look at stats like this, and I look at the game like this. Yes, I didn't watch the game because I was at the Dolphin game, but like, if you want to go and you want to look at these stats, how can you call Drake May an MVP, man? He didn't help them win this game. He didn't help them win. There's a lot of people out there fighting for Drake May to be MVP. That'd be like saying Daniel Jones needs to be MVP right now, cause
that'd be like saying this man needs to be MVP right now.
Not after last night. Matt Collins had a pretty decent game, 6 receptions for 106 yards, while Emeka Egbuka had a little bit more of a better game, same amount of receptions for 115 yards and a tutty. I'll tell you what, if they can get all of their receivers back over there in Tampa, they're going to be scary. You saw how they were in the beginning of the season. Kenneth Gainwell. Is that all college cards?
No, that first running wild was
Dolphins.
Miami.
That's Dolphins, yeah.
That's a nice ass card.
Yeah, it is. That is dope. Dopity dope. Stephon Diggs found himself in the end zone. A nice little toe tap catch too in the end zone. I'm trying to figure out what went wrong with the Bucks. They couldn't get their run game going. Is what it is. Passing game was there. Cade Otton got 9 receptions for 82 yards. Tez Johnson got 2 touchdowns. He might still be on a lot of people's waiver wires too. This Tez Johnson guy, he's the rookie they got over there. The other rookie, other than Egbuka, and he's
Hey,
been coming out and he's been having quite a few good games, big time receptions and clutch moments. I think this is his 4th touchdown of the season as well. So definitely a guy worth looking into if you're hurting for a wide receiver right now. He might still be on some waiver wires. Let's see, they got 1 sack and 1 interception. Yeah, it looks like their defense just fell flat this week. Wasn't able to stop them because they only got 1 sack and 1 interception. So that seems a little low for the Tampa Bay Bucks. But the New England Patriots move on to be 8-2. They drop the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to 6-3. I don't think we have anything to worry about from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I do still think that they're going to continue to fight for their division. They're probably going to win their division. Now the Patriots got an easy schedule. Chase Brown. The Patriots have an easy schedule to finish out the year. They could easily only lose 2 more games. Charbonnet. We got any questions down in the chat? I haven't been checking. I turned it on to subscriber only mode. See how that goes. See if we can get us a few more subscribers. Because here you go. If you like that,
Don't agree with it? That's too bad.
like and subscribe anyways. Ravens and Vikings are the next one.
Jim Everett, Lewis Phillips, Leonard Marshall, Eric Green. Oh, another Mike Ditka.
Oh, another Mike Ditka.
Ernie Jones, Anthony Thompson. Oh, a Jim Harbaugh. Richard Dent, Heisman hero Barry Sanders.
Oh, nice. You're getting some old school ones right there, man.
Yes, sir. It was 1991 pack I just ripped open.
Nice.
Don't agree with it? That's too bad.
Bo Jackson.
Like and subscribe anyways.
Bo Jackson, Heisman hero.
All right, so the next game on the list is the Ravens and the Vikings. Now, I definitely got this one wrong. I figured the Vikings were going to come out and try and get it together, fix their season. Now that they got J.J. McCarthy back, I felt like he was going to be better for the passing game, utilize Justin Jefferson, get Jordan Addison more involved, T.J. Hawkinson. Also got Aaron Jones back for his 2nd week. So it's like the team is coming back together. Their defense is dominant, as always. But the Baltimore Ravens, man, they're in a situation where they can't afford to lose any more games. They really can't, especially if they don't want to end up having to fight for a wild card spot and they want to actually win their division. Because now it's open. Now it's there. Pittsburgh Steelers lost, so it's there, bro. It's fucking there. Now they're sitting at 4-5. The Minnesota Vikings are sitting at 4-5. At 4-5, this season is not over for the Baltimore Ravens. Let's see. Lamar Jackson had 176 yards and a touchdown, while Derrick Henry had 75 yards on 20 carries. While J.J. McCarthy threw the rock 42 times. He only completed 20 passes for 248 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. J.J. McCarthy also had 5 carries for 48 yards. Looks like Jalen Naylor got a good chunk of his passing yards. He had 5 receptions for 124 yards and a tutty. And a tutty. Give me the loop. Give me the loop. Give me the loop. I want to look at the rest of the Ravens' schedule real quick. So next week they go to the Browns. It's a winnable game. And then the Jets. It's a winnable game. And then the Bengals, which is still going to be Burrowless. So that's a winnable game. So now they're sitting at what? 7-5. And then they play the Steelers. That's up in the air. Okay, that can win or lose that. So maybe they're sitting at 8-5 or 7-6. And then they play the Bengals again. I think it's still going to be a Burrowless Bengals. But it's a divisional match, so it could go either way. And then Patriots, which we're going to be hoping the Ravens beat the Patriots most likely. And then they play the Packers, and then they finish off with the Steelers again. So, I mean, they got a good... They could easily win 6 more games, that would be putting them at 10-7. If they win 6 more games, that would put the Ravens at 10-7, fighting for a wild card spot. Ten and 7, fighting for a wild card spot. Which, honestly, in my opinion, is probably the best place the Ravens need to be going into the playoffs. Kind of do what the Kansas City Chiefs did a couple years ago. You know, have to go in and fight on the road. Although, time and time again, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens have proven to everybody, right, that they just can't get it done when it comes to the playoffs. Oh, looky there. Cam Newton. Looking at the rest of the Vikings schedule, they play the Bears and then the Packers, the Seahawks, the Commanders, the Cowboys, the Giants, the Lions, and then the Packers to end the season. So, honestly, I only see 4 more wins coming out of the Vikings for the rest of the season. Like, maybe the Commanders, the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Bears. Maybe 5. I don't think they'll let the Packers sweep them. So maybe they get 5 more wins. So they're gonna end their season at 9-8. Not looking good. They're going to be praying for a wild card spot. What you got there? John
Elway.
You know what's next? You know what game is next?
I don't.
Oh. You don't know what game is next, huh?
Bills-Dolphins.
Bills-Dolphins! Let's effing go!
Oh my goodness.
Miami Dolphins yesterday. Bless their souls.
Bless their hearts.
They actually came out and they actually played some damn football. Our defense was firing on all cylinders. Shut the run game down from James Cook. Pressure in Josh Allen. They couldn't even get any momentum going at all from start to finish. They even had help in the beginning, the very beginning of the game. This is how it starts for the Miami Dolphins, right? We receive. We start the game and we receive. Very first play, ball hasn't even snapped yet. Flag. And we're standing around for a minute trying to figure out what the flag is. And they call false start on the Dolphins. And then they show the replay. And it's offsides on the defense. And then the referees are still standing around for a minute. Clock is running. The ticker is ticking. And we waste a timeout. Haven't even snapped the ball yet. Got a false start. And then wasted a timeout. Run a play.
Great start.
Run a play. It's okay. Tua makes a pass. Literally. Third play of the game. Intercepted. Ooh, not a good start for the Miami Dolphins, right? Oh, so Dolphins. We're starting this off. Oh, so Dolphins. Third play of the drive. Literally, Tua throws an interception. Gives it to the Buffalo Bills. But I'm not worried. Here I am. That just means it's time for defense, right? It's time for that 12th man. It's time for Section 349 to get loud. Peyton Manning. It's time for Section 349 to get loud, and that's exactly what we did all game long, from start to finish. All 4 downs. All 4 downs. Not just third down. No. No, we get going from down 1 all the way through. Even if they're punting, you still got to get loud. You never know. We could block that punt. Not necessarily us, but you know what I mean. Anyways.
It could be you.
It could be you. The Dolphins defense shut them down. And then we get the ball back. Score a touchdown from De'Von Achane, who pretty much carried this offense yesterday. And I don't want anybody out there trying to give Tua Tagovailoa any kind of props for this game from yesterday, because he had a horrible game. Horrible game. 2 interceptions, under 200 yards. Yes, he had some good throws at moments. There was a moment where he actually went through his progressions. Worked from left to right, going through his progressions. Got a complete pass and a first down. But
We'll clap for Tua for that.
But we're still sitting here. Listen, bro. We're still sitting here. It's in the 4th quarter, and we're up by 10 points. And we get the ball after the Buffalo Bills had just, scored a touchdown. And there's still, I think, 4 or 5 minutes left on the clock at this point. And I'm still sitting here, sweating. Because I know that, Tua could easily go out here on this drive right here. As we get the ball at the 34-yard line, we're starting our drive. He could easily throw a pick 6. And now we're looking at 20-23 Miami Dolphins. 20-23 Miami Dolphins with Buffalo trying to scratch on the door of pulling an upset win away. Because that's how bad Tua is, man. We got to get rid of this guy. We can't be sitting here having a 10-point lead, worried that this guy might throw a pick 6. Because remember earlier I said Geno Smith ended that game on Thursday night leading the league with interceptions. Well, guess what? Tua took that lead back. He now leads the league. He's got 13 interceptions. 13 interceptions on the season, ladies and gentlemen. And 3 of them...
No, sir, those are my stats.
And 3 of them have been called back for PI or flags. So technically he should have 16 interceptions on the season this year. But our defense does enough. De'Von Achane does enough to circumvent the bad play from our quarterback. Our defense all game long was just nonstop pressure, nonstop action, causing turnovers. It was amazing. The penalties were very, very small. So, and how we played yesterday, this is this is what the team has supposed to look like all season long. Like, this is the way that our team is built to look all season long. The only difference is, like, in all of these games we've beat ourselves. The other team, in most of these games, the other team didn't beat us, except the Cleveland Browns and then the Colts. But all the rest of them, we beat ourselves. This is what the Dolphins can look like when we play clean football, when we play efficient football, and we don't make a lot of stupid mistakes that cost us the game. This is what the Miami Dolphins can look like, ladies and gentlemen, even with Tua Tagovailoa, even with Tua Tagovailoa, as I say that. But that's the reality we're in. Dolphins win big, 30-13 over the Buffalo Bills, sending all of them home crying. I saw a meme this morning. I don't know if it's accurate or not. It might be AI, but I saw a meme this morning of, like, Mike McDaniel driving by the Elbow Room down in Miami. It's like a local Bills spot, and he said that he was, like, trolling the Buffalo Bills fans. Probably mean, but whatever. If he really did it, kudos to Mike McDaniel. Thanks for doing that.
It really did. It shows he's got nothing going on in his personal life. He wants to just go mess with these fucking other people.
I mean, that too, you know, yeah.
So, Giants and the Bears.
Giants and the Bears. What do you got to say about it?
I mean, I didn't know Caleb Williams could run that fast.
Yeah, he can run pretty fast, right?
It's almost like he was being chased by giants.
The Bears did win this 24-20 over the New York Giants, making their record 6-3, and the Giants are now 2-8. So what does that mean for the Chicago Bears? I don't think that really means anything, considering the rest of the NFC around them is definitely way better, and the Bears really haven't played any of those teams yet. Yeah, they're sitting at 6-3, but the wins that they have are over the Bengals, the Giants, the Saints, a 1-point win over the Commanders. That was also a Marcus Mariota-led Commanders. A 1-point win over the Raiders. And then that big blowout over the Cowboys. Yeah. Oh, that's preseason. I was going to say they did beat the Chiefs, but that was preseason. But yeah, so they got blown out. They got blown out by the Lions already. They lost to the Vikings by 3 points. They lost to the Ravens by double what they scored. It was 30-16. Ravens did to them what we did to Buffalo yesterday. And the Lions were even worse. It was 52-21 for the Lions game. So it's like they haven't really played any real competition yet, and the real competition that they've played are their losses. So I think that their record, it's kind of like the Broncos here. Their record is way better than their team actually is. And it's going to show real soon because they have some tough matches coming up. The next 3 weeks, they play the Vikings, Steelers, Eagles, and then the Packers. So the next 4 games are definitely tough ones. If they can win 2 of those 4 games, I think, you know, maybe they do have some fight in them and maybe they can deserve a playoff spot. But this might be a situation where they get a playoff spot that they don't even deserve, kind of like the Broncos.
What you're saying is they need to bear down on their defense?
Yes, sir. They need to go find that cocaine bear and take some...
Insert crickets there.
Insert crickets. I'll have to get that sound. I'll have to get a soundboard.
So then we got the Jaguars and the Texans.
Hold on, let me switch our overlay. Jaguars and the Texans.
I don't know what to say about this one. I didn't get a chance to watch it or the highlights. I know the Texans won
Yeah, they won at the end too. It was like they were losing the
without
whole
CJ
game.
Stroud.
They were losing the whole game. Yeah, Davis Mills. They scored 26 points in the fourth quarter. Garbage time.
What a comeback.
It was 29-10 in the fourth quarter, and they scored 26 points in the fourth quarter. Obviously, garbage time. Jacksonville probably thought it was okay to pull their starters or whatever happened, but
Mistakes were made.
mistakes were made. Let's see how the fourth quarter. Let's look at it. Davis Mills pass short left complete, catch made by Jay Higgins, 12-yard touchdown, two-point conversion to Nico Collins complete, and then a Davis Mills pass short right to Schultz for a touchdown. Davis Mills scrambles for a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence steps back to pass, sacked at the 32 for a loss of 3 yards, fumbles it, and that turns into the game-winning touchdown. Because to seal the deal, basically. So basically, the Jacksonville Jaguars threw that game away against the Houston Texans in the fourth quarter. Just bad performance from Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, their record is much better than what they are. They're 5-4. The Texans are now 4-5 as they whoop up on the Jacksonville Jaguars 36-29. Neither team is going to be playoff relevant, so we won't keep you guys here long. The next game on the docket, the next game from yesterday started the 4 o'clock games with Cardinals and the Seahawks.
And the Seahawks, just amazing performance yet again from Sam Darnold.
On both sides of the ball, really. They got 2 defensive touchdowns. Let's see here. Sam Darnold, 10 for 12, 178 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Well, Jacoby Brissett went 22 for 44, 258, and 2 touchdowns. Charbonnet was the leading back yesterday with 83 yards and a touchdown. Jackson Smith and Njigba got 5 receptions for 93 yards and a touchdown. Let's look at Raheed Shaheed. Let's see if he got any kind of usage yesterday. Looks like the first, we got Jacoby Brissett steps back to pass, sacked for a negative 9-yard loss, fumbles the ball, recovered by Dexter Lawrence, who returns it for a touchdown. And then later in the game, early second quarter, same thing. Strip fumble by Dexter Lawrence, returns it for a touchdown. Man, that would have been a nice ticket to hit if you would have called Dexter Lawrence for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see how Raheed Shaheed. He only got 2 receptions yesterday for 20 yards. Oh, that was rushing. Hold on. Sorry. He rushed it 2 times for 20 yards. Let me go to receiving. 1 reception for 3 yards. So not quite.
Better with the handoff than the passing.
I just don't think that they've quite worked him into the offense yet. He's definitely...
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't know the routes yet, so they don't want to take any chances on making big mistakes.
Correct.
So they're just like, we're going to use your speed and hand it to you like Xavier Worthy.
Exactly. You come around on the end around and get the ball and just see how far you can get. But yeah, Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker literally like split the runs. They both had 14 carries. Zach had 83 yards. Kenneth had 67. And then there was another guy, George Holani, who got 7 carries for 31 yards and a touchdown. So he stole, both of them running backs stole my damn touchdowns. Them guys.
Robbery.
You know, all the 4 o'clock games scored 40 points. The winners scored 40 points. As the Seattle Seahawks beat the Arizona Cardinals 44-22. And they take their record to 7-2. And I seriously am liking the Seattle Seahawks for the NFC Championship. What do you think?
I definitely agree with that. I'm as a Jets fan, I'm happy to see Sam Darnold doing well. Not like ecstatic because we had our chance with him, but at the same time, it's nice to see that it wasn't a him problem; it was a us problem.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks like realizing that, but yeah, I get you. Same with us, like it's a us problem. I've seen so many good players come into our organization and just be so mediocre. Alright, so the next game on the list, another 4 o'clock slate slugfest. Another 4 o'clock slugfest. You know, this is funny, that same score. Same exact score, 44-22, as the Lions beat the Commanders.
Didn't get to see this game either, but I did see that Deebo Samuel did not do very well. Luckily, he sat on my bench this week, so it didn't really matter too much for him anyway.
It's just a pretty flawless football from the Detroit Lions, to be honest. Jared Goff went 25 for 33, 320 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs carried the ball 15 times for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jamison Williams got 6 receptions for 119 yards and a touchdown. And Marcus Mariota, I mean, he did enough. It's just their defense. The defense over there in Washington is very suspect. Because Marcus Mariota didn't do bad. I mean, 16 for 22, 213 yards and 2 touchdowns is not horrible. I mean, it could be worse. He could have interceptions, but it could be better too. He could have went 20 for 25 for 260 yards and 3 touchdowns, and maybe it would have been a little bit closer of a game. But their running game is not getting off the board. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, which is 30 yards on 11 carries, is not enough. And then you look at their backup, Jeremy McNichols, went 5 for 25, and then Marcus Mariota had 5 for 22. Like, 4 different people carried the rock, and none of them broke 30 yards.
Not a winning recipe.
No. Definitely not. And it's like, okay, we play them next week in Madrid, and I'm looking at this, it's like, well, you can't run the rock. You're not going to win against the Dolphins. Sorry. Sorry.
You run the rock.
we run the rock. We run the rock well. The passing game was mostly Traylon Burks and Zach Ertz yesterday. Both of them got 54 to 58 yards. So, I mean, he spread the ball around a lot. That was their biggest thing, is he did spread the ball around. Deebo did get a touchdown on 4 receptions and 29 receiving yards. But their defense is just non-existent. They didn't get a single sack.
Can't produce, then you don't get the wins.
Yeah. And special teams isn't doing anything great either. So, yeah. It's going to look like an easy win for the Dolphins next week in Madrid, as it is technically going to be a home game for us. The Detroit Lions move on to 6-3 as they beat the Washington Commanders 44-22.
Boom!
And they fall to 3-7.
Just like that.
They're definitely not looking like they wanted to this year. You want to talk?
And then we got the best looking quarterback in football right
I was
now.
gonna say, you want to talk about the next game? This is the real MVP right here, ladies and gentlemen.
This man like has been amazing. The last 3 straight games, 4 touchdowns, over 200 yards. Matt Stafford and the LA Rams with Devontae Adams and Kieran Williams just running amok on almost anyone they play. Like, they are running away with it. They played the 49ers and the who? Like, they made people question who Christian McCaffrey was because, like, I'm pretty sure he did not have a very great game. Um, Rams come up on top and seal the deal on this win.
Oh yeah, Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams are definitely making a statement that they deserve to go to the Super Bowl, that they deserve to be in those conversations. I don't understand why Matthew Stafford isn't yet like focal point of some of these MVP conversations. I told you in the beginning of the season like he's one of my top favorite quarterbacks. Like that Devontae Adams move was perfect for them. Perfect. And it's showing. Like
Oh yeah,
he could literally sling the rock wherever he wants. 24 for 36, 280 yards and 4 touchdowns. Well, on the other side of the ball, Mac Jones didn't look too bad himself. 33 for 39, 319, 3 touchdowns and an interception. But you also had 2 touchdowns from Kyren Williams. You know, like the defense on the Rams is, I think, the winners here. Like, because if you look at the stats, 49ers and Mac Jones technically was the better quarterback yesterday, minus the interception. Right? Would you say? Or no?
I missed it. There was a helicopter.
Oh, got you. So what I'm saying is, yesterday I feel like Mac Jones was technically the better quarterback because if you look at the stats, you have, let me read them off to you again. You had Matthew Stafford go 24 of 36 for 280 yards and 4 touchdowns, while Mac Jones went 33 of 39 for 319 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 1 interception.
What it shows me, or what I see when I look at those particular stats, is that Mac Jones had to throw the rock and chase the Rams down, whereas Matt Stafford was like casually gaining his way to 4 touchdowns, not necessarily worried about his passing game because he has Kieran Williams and the running game, and they just spread the ball out when they got close to the end zone. All right, if we're too close, I'm not going to throw it. Kieran, here's the ball. Run it in. So it may show Kyron. Sorry, it may show that that Mac Jones looked like a better passer on the day with more completions, but that's also because he had to be. He had to force the ball down the field to maintain the score.
I'm looking at it. Kyren Williams actually had more rushing yards than San Francisco, period. Christian McCaffrey had 12 carries for 30 yards, while Brian Robinson had 8
once they
for
shut him
41.
down,
But I mean,
and forced.
He still got the receptions though. He had 8 receptions for 66 yards. So
That puts him at a total of what, like 90 something from scrimmage?
96 scrimmage, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he didn't have a bad day, but like I said, they shut down the run from him and made Mac Jones have to throw the ball. And that's again where he got all that reception yards, was nothing downfield, got to throw it to my running back and try to save something from this play.
Yeah. Because you got Christian McCaffrey with 8, who had the second most receptions, and then George Kittle had 9 receptions for 84 yards. and a touchdown. Then the next one after that would be Juwan Jennings with 6 receptions. So yeah, not a lot of big deep passes, just kind of a lot of dunks and dink and dunking.
A lot of
down the
dump
field.
offs.
Yeah.
A lot of dump offs because he couldn't get down the field. The Rams defense was shutting down the secondary, so it made it easier for them to contain the run game and the pass game from Mac Jones.
So do we think it's safe to say that for the rest of the season we can just go ahead and lock in Davante Adams and Puka Nacua for anytime touchdowns?
I almost want to say yes.
I mean, it's literally almost happened in every game so far this year.
It's just you got to pick and choose who you're going to go with this week.
No, I'm saying both of them.
Both
of them. Like you go back and you look at every game, they've both had a touchdown except for the games that Puka was out, and then Davante had 3 touchdowns, and there was one game where Davante Adams didn't get a touchdown.
I definitely see a big uptick in receiving touchdowns from Rams personnel.
I want to look at the rest of their schedule real quick. They're sitting at 7-2 right now. Definitely sitting at the top of the NFC. Next week they play the Seahawks, the toughest defense in the league.
That's going to be a big, amazing game.
And then they play the Bucks. So the next 2 weeks they have pretty tough games. But that Bucks game,
tough shootout.
That Bucks game could be a shootout. The Seahawks, though, I think is going to be Stafford's biggest test so far as whether he can continue to be dominant in the passing game, because the Seahawks defense is nasty. And then after that, they play the Rams or the Panthers and then the Cardinals. So those are 2 easy games. And then they play the Lions at home. And then the Seahawks again at Seahawks home. And then the Falcons and the Cardinals again. So, I mean, they may lose 3 more games. Finishing their record
but
at
they win.
5. But if they win, I mean,
if they win,
they definitely have some winnable games. But yeah, that's next week.
Well, I'm just saying, if they were to win these games with Matt Stafford throwing 4 touchdowns again, the next it would definitely have to bring his name up in an MVP category conversation.
Oh, for sure, especially if he can do it next week against the Seattle Seahawks. Like, granted, It's going to be in LA. It's going to be a home game for them, but still, like, this Seattle Seahawks defense is like, they're stingy. They're tough. Like, they ground and they pound you the whole time, man. They don't stop. Even when they're up 44-20, like, it's like, nope, we still got to stop you from scoring. You know, we're trying to be the number
You're
one
not allowed to
defense
catch
in the
up.
league. Yeah. So that's going to be a very exciting game next week. Hopefully it'll be on TV so I can watch it. If it's on TV, I'm for sure going to stream that game because that's probably going to be my most interested game other than, obviously, my Dolphins Commanders.
Well, speaking of exciting games, this next one is not and was not. The Steelers and the Chargers last night. It's not very often you see a score of 3-2 followed by 3-5. And it didn't go well for the Steelers, and it didn't start well for the Chargers.
Well, and that's what's going to kill the Steelers this year, too, is like they didn't go out in the trade deadline and they didn't get Aaron Rodgers any kind of help in the passing game. You cannot sit here and rely on just DK Metcalf and then a bunch of tight ends to have a winning formula, especially when you don't have a clear number 1 running back either. Like Jaylen Warren, he's cool, he's good, but like he's not a Jonathan Taylor. He's not a De'Von Achane.
He's not top tier.
He's not in that top tier. He's not that guy that is going to carry the team. He's like a Rico Dowdle. He's a guy that'll have some big games, some explosive plays, yeah, he may look like he may win the game for you this time, but like when it comes down to crunch time and he's playing a tough defense, like he's not going to break those tackles. He's not going to power through. He's not going to get the yardage. Like they just messed up. The Steelers really did mess up going into trade deadline, not being more aggressive,
Doing anything.
trying to get somebody to help, you know? And it's going to hurt them. They're going to lose a couple more games this year. They're going to be hoping that they can fit into the wild card spot because the Baltimore Ravens are going to fight in tooth and nail and claw their way back up to the top of that division. And the
Oh yeah,
Pittsburgh
because they don't
Steelers-
want to be out.
the Pittsburgh Steelers are just going to end up having to watch it happen. And it's sad, too, because Aaron Rodgers this might be his last year in the NFL. Like, we've talked about it. This might not be, depending on how this year goes. And I'm sure he wants to make amends for the last couple years of his career that haven't been so great. You know, coming off a bad Achilles injury, you know, missing a whole year of football, and then, like, just being but a bad organization coming off of that injury, not being able to, like, really, same problem. Like, not having...
You won't hear any argument from me.
Not having the proper pieces in place to run an efficient offense. I mean, you guys did have receivers. You guys did have running backs. It's just you guys didn't have the coaching needed. It was almost as if, like, Aaron Rodgers was coaching that team. You know what I mean? And it's like you can't
He ain't a coach.
you can't be a great quarterback if you have to focus on everything else too. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel bad for Aaron Rodgers because I was kind of hoping that he's going to have a good year this year, go into the playoffs, and maybe have like one last hoorah before he goes out of the NFL. But it's looking like it's not going to happen. Especially losing to the Chargers, who have no offensive line. And now the Chargers are sitting at 7-3. Pittsburgh Steelers fall to 5-4. And as I look at the rest of their schedule, they play the Bengals next week at home, and then they travel and play the Bears, and then they play the Bills, and then the Ravens, and then the Dolphins, and then the Lions, and then the Browns, and then the Ravens again. So out of the next 7 games that they have, 8 games that they have, they might win 2, maybe 3 of them. Could finish under 500 this year. Pittsburgh Steelers could. They could finish under 500 for the first time in Mike Tomlin's tenure. They could finish under 500 after starting the season on top. That's crazy, man.
Wild to hear that.
That's going to suck for them watching the Baltimore Ravens sweep them and take the division away from them.
Thanks, man, for holding it down for us while I was getting my hamstring worked on.
Yeah, thanks, man. You're a good guy. And then we look at the Los Angeles Chargers sitting at 7-3. The next games they have are the Jaguars, the Raiders, the Eagles at home, and then the Chiefs in Kansas City. And remember, they already beat the Chiefs earlier in the season for the first game of the season. And then Cowboys, Texans, Broncos. So, I mean, the Chargers kind of got an easy schedule to finish it out, to be honest. I mean, they got, two tough games. Other than that,
Realistically speaking, they could
win the conference.
They could take it.
Yeah, I mean, they could be right up there fighting for the number 1 seed with the Indianapolis Colts. Because, I mean, like, they got, two games here that could be, like, that I could say easily could be losses, the Eagles and the Chiefs, right? Because they already beat the Chiefs once. The Chiefs aren't going to let them come and sweep them. But if they do, then... And plus, the Chiefs are going to be on a mission. Like, they're on a mission. Like, the Baltimore Ravens are on a mission. Like, yo, we need to win the rest of these out. I don't see the Texans being a problem. The Cowboys are hit or miss. And then, like, we've seen the Broncos. Like, if the Chargers can score 20 points on the Broncos, they're probably going to win that game. Like, the Jaguars and the Raiders don't scare me either. So the Chargers got the schedule where they could easily just like run away with a easy playoff spot, which is good because like they're by that time they're all their offensive line will be back too. So watch out, Chargers might make a run. Chargers
Look out for Herbert.
might be a serious contender for the Super Bowl this year.
Herbie coming through.
Because I honestly, if it were, let's say it were Chargers and Colts in the championship, I'm going Chargers. Like I think the Chargers would be able to beat the Colts in the AFC Championship just based on coaching and talent. I mean, the wide receivers and the quarterback are better in Los Angeles, but the running back is better in Indianapolis. You know, the defenses are kind of similar. Not great, but not bad either. I think I would.
Well, we also saw that, like, when you stop Jonathan Taylor, you pretty much stop the Colts offense, like, completely. So you shut down that run game from him, and Danny Dimes gets a little flustered knowing he can't just hand it off.
Right. And Jim Harbaugh is going to know that going into the game. He's going to know, the recipe to playing them because he's probably watching them every week. He probably knows. He probably already knows, like, these are going to be the guys we're going to be fighting to go to the Super Bowl. Like, we're going to have to win this game.
Shut down the right guy and get the win.
Shut down the right guy and get the win. Just like yesterday with the Dolphins, man. We shut down that run game.
So now we move on to tonight's game.
He hates
I know you don't want to hear this. I know you don't want to hear this. Eagles versus the Packers. It's likely. Go ahead.
You know what I need for tonight? So far this week, all of the primetime night games have been shitty low-scoring games. And I need this one to do the same thing. I need the Eagles to score less than 17 points. Just for fantasy perspectives. Do I think that's going to happen? No. I think the Eagles are going to blow the fuck out of the fucking doors off of the Green Bay Packers. Sorry, Packer fans. Sorry, Tom Grossi. I just feel like the Eagles are more hungry. The running game is a lot better. The passing game, it can be better. The only edge that the Packers do have is the fact that they do have so much passing game, but they did lose Tucker Kraft, which is a big piece of their offense in the passing game. But Luke Musgrave isn't a huge downgrade from Tucker Kraft. I mean, that's who they were using before Tucker Kraft anyways, so it's not like they got no tight end out there to rely on. So go ahead.
It's not like they got swindled.
So go ahead and put Musgrave on your ticket for ATD because he's going to be your Tucker Kraft tonight.
I did actually pull a Luke Musgrave card out of this box too.
Yeah, he's going to be your Tucker Kraft tonight. He's probably going to get himself 4 receptions, 36 yards, and a touchdown. Not great, but enough. I'm hoping the Green Bay Packers, now that I need it for fantasy, though, I'm hoping the Green Bay Packers come out here and the defense just shuts down the Philadelphia Eagles. Or it runs through Saquon Barkley, because that's what you need, right?
Yes. Run it through Saquon. I mean, I don't need it, but, I'll take it at this point.
Yeah, because my opponent right now, I'm up like, 31 points, I believe. I'm up 31 points right now, but they have Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, and the defense, Eagles defense to play. And all I have is Brandon McManus left. So I could possibly score another 6, 7, 8 points. And I got to hope they score under 40 tonight between 4 players. Which could happen. Imagine Green Bay Packers put up like 60 points.
Hold A.J. Brown to 6 points.
The Packers
Jalen Hurts
60,
12,
and his defense has like a negative 10.
Yeah,
that would be great, bro. That would be great. Yo, he wouldn't hear the end of it. I would be taunting him.
And
all
Barkley
week,
steals
bro.
all the touchdowns.
I would be taunting this guy all week long and be like, "Oh, your Eagles, they did so great. Yay."
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Go Birds. I needed them to fall on their face, and they did. I hope I'm not jinxing myself right now.
Highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely. So yeah, that was your week 10, man. It was a good one. Dolphins win, Jets win. Convincingly too. We get our dubs. We can move on.
In them W's.
Getting them dubs. Getting them dubs. Alright, don't forget also, it is the last day to win that jersey up there. So if you have not already gone and done so, make sure you go make a donation to the DCC Dolphins Cancer Challenge. Any donation, at least $5 minimum, gets you entered in to win that jersey. There is some stipulations to it, of course, because I got to be able to find you, right, to be able to give you your prize. So obviously don't make it anonymous if you want to win the jersey. And you'll also need to be joined in our Discord as well, so that I could find you on the Discord to be able to coordinate how to send you your winnings. You also want to get on the Discord anyways, because this is where we have our community. You can hop up on Discord and chit chat with us whenever we're live. Sometimes we open it up even when we're not live, just to chit chat and bullshit and talk football. Maybe build some parlays, talk fantasy football. We also drop our parlays. They're not always winners, but we're trying to win you a lottery. It's like buying a lottery ticket, okay? Just bet $1 on it, buy you a little $1 scratch off. Maybe you hit, maybe you don't. Charlie Waffles here.
Who knows?
Charlie Waffles here is a little bit smarter of a bettor. He does the smaller parlays for you, so whenever he does remember to post them, he's got a pretty good hit rate. He just has to remember to post them.
I'm working on it.
Also, Charlie's Choice Collectibles has always got good shit for you. For the football fan, for the non-football fan, you got to go check it out. We got Christmas and holidays coming up, and I know life is rough right now for everybody. Everybody's balling on a budget. This is the best place to ball on a budget for sure. He goes through and he finds all those nice, cool collectibles, like vintage things you're not gonna find in a Walmart or a Target, things like that. No, like these are gifts that like really come from the heart when you're buying these for people. Like I just literally got my son. He's a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, and his grandfather, who's now passed away, also was a Dale Earnhardt fan. He's got a Tampa Bay Buccaneers Dale Earnhardt race car that I got him. Sentimental types of gifts. Those are the types of gifts that you find on Charlie's Choice Collectibles. Like I said, way better than shopping at a Walmart or a Target, and cheaper too. More friendly to your pocket.
Oh yeah.
Comes right to your door.
We'll ship it directly to your house.
Right to your door. So go check it out. You can also get your penalty flags that he was showing. You can get you some penalty flags and some challenge flags. Those are the best for any NFL fan to have in their household, because you can throw it at your TV.
That's so much fun.
You can throw it at your TV.
Throw it at
when
your
you get
friends.
mad. You can throw it at your kid when they get you angry. Call a penalty on them. You haven't did the dishes yet. Ugh. Flag on your ass. When you get mad and your team does something stupid on the TV, feel free to throw it at the TV. Your TV will be fine. It's just a little foosball. It's not gonna hurt. I think that was it, right? DCC, Charlie's Choice Collectibles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was everything. We appreciate you guys for stopping by. Those of you who did stop by, make sure y'all smash that like and subscribe and share, because we do have
That's
the giveaway going on for 500. Like and subscribe anyways.
Like and subscribe anyways.
Forgot about that one. But that's also going on as well. So, yeah. Do all of the good stuff for your boys at the AFC Eastie Boys. And we are working on a nice little intro for you guys as well. Hopefully by next year we'll have it out there. And it's going to be really nice. You guys are going to love it, for sure.